Why transformer rating is in kVA only? So this is a very important question because the copper losses will be depending upon the current and the iron losses will be depending upon the voltage of a transformer. Transformer has two types of losses. Copper loss depend upon the current and iron loss will be depending upon the voltage. So not depend upon power factor, that is angle between V and I. So transformer rating is given in kVA, not in kilowatt. This is a very important, generally asked for one mark question. Next, coming to the efficiency of a transformer, general definition for efficiency of a transformer is it is a ratio of output power to the input power or else power output to the power input. That is general formula. In this formula, the input power can be rewritten as output plus losses or else the output can be rewritten as input minus losses. So in first case, the input power can be rewritten as output plus loss, power output plus losses. And efficiency will be given as the power output by power output plus losses means total losses, that is iron losses, that is constant losses, plus copper losses, which is variable losses. This is input is rewritten as output plus losses, and there is another way, that is output is rewritten as input minus losses. So finally efficiency can also be written as input minus losses divided by power input, and losses may be total losses, that is constant losses plus variable losses. So input minus iron losses Pi minus copper losses by input. And input power can be written as V1 I1 cos phi 1 minus iron losses minus copper losses written as I1 square R1E by input means V1 I1 cos phi 1. The copper losses written as in terms of primary because all the terms are related to the primary only. And if we divide these two, you will get 1 minus Pi divided by V1 I1 cos phi 1 minus I1 square R1E divided by V1 I1 cos phi 1. This is the efficiency of a transformer. Now, if we differentiate this efficiency with respect to I1, that is d eta divided by di1, you will get the first term is 1, so differentiate of first constant is 0. Next second term, it will have in denominator I1 in denominator, so minus of minus, generally it will be plus Pi divided by V1 I1 square cos phi 1, V1 I1 square cos phi 1, and third term is minus R1E divided by V1 cos phi 1. Now in order to find the condition for the maximum efficiency, differentiation of efficiency should be 0. So for maximum efficiency, d by di1 should be equal to 0. Now if we equate the above equation to 0, Pi by V1 I1 square cos phi 1 will be equal to R1E divided by V1 cos phi 1. And cos cancel, V1 gets cancelled. Finally Pi will be equal to I1 square R1E. I1 square R1E nothing but total copper losses. Finally, the condition for maximum efficiency is constant losses will be equal to variable losses, or iron losses will be equal to copper losses at maximum efficiency. This is a very important condition for maximum efficiency. Now, moving to the next topic, that is kVA supplied at maximum efficiency. It is a formula, that is kVA at maximum efficiency condition will be equal to kVA rating into root of iron losses divided by copper losses at full load. This is the formula, that is kVA at maximum efficiency condition. kVA rating into root of Pi divided by PCU at full load. Now let us use this formula in a problem, that is a 250 volt kVA transformer has iron losses 1.8 kilowatt and full load copper losses as 2000 watts. Calculate efficiency at 0.8 power factor. So first write the given data. kVA is 215 10 to the power of 3 and Pi is given as 1.8 kilowatt and copper loss is given as 2000 watts. PCU is given as 2000 watts, at full load. It is full load copper losses, 2000 watts. Now in first one, we have to find the efficiency at 0.8 power factor lagging. When kVA is given, the efficiency formula is kVA rating into cos phi divided by kVA rating cos phi plus losses, that is Pi plus PCU. And we know all the values. Substitute the all values VA and power factor given as 0.8. So kVA is known value, Pi is known value, PCU is also known value. And if we calculate the percentage into 100. And if we substitute all the values, we will get 98.135%. So all the values are given, just substitute in the formula and we will get the solution. And coming to the second one, in second bit we have to find the kVA at maximum efficiency. kVA at maximum efficiency formula is just, we have seen that formula, that is kVA rating into root of Pi divided by PCU at full load. In this formula also substitute all the values, known values, that is kVA is the known value, Pi is the known value, and PCU at full load is also given in the problem. Just substitute in the given formula and you will get 237.17 kVA. All the values are given in the question only. And 237.1708 kVA. And moving to the third bit, that is you have to find the efficiency at 0.8 power factor lagging. Efficiency general formula is efficiency at maximum efficiency. Maximum efficiency at 0.8 power factor lagging. At maximum efficiency, we know the condition, that is iron losses will be equal to copper losses. So percentage efficiency means kVA rating into cos phi divided by kVA rating into cos phi plus Pi, and PCU Pi both will be equal. So in the place of copper losses, you must return iron losses at maximum efficiency condition. So in the place of PCU, you have to write Pi, and remaining formula is as it is in the first case. And if you substitute the all values, you will get 98.135%. 98.135%. So these models of problems is also very important. Next, last model in a transformer problem. Last model problem. The no load current of a transformer is 10 amperes and power factor is 0.25 lagging. When connected to the supply, calculate magnetizing component, iron losses and maximum value of flux. So first write the given data. No load current I0 is 10 amperes and cos phi is given as 0.25 and supply voltage V1 is 400 volts. Now in the first one, you have to write the magnetizing component. Magnetizing component Im is nothing but I0 sin phi. So I0 is the no load component, and sin phi means first we have to derive. It is not Im means sin phi only, not cos phi. So in order to find the sin phi, cos phi value is given as 0.25. Then you have to convert, find the phi value and convert into sin phi. So phi value will be generally 75.522. Substitute this in sin phi. 10 into sine of 75.522, then you will get 9.6824 amperes. That is a magnetizing component. And if we ask the core component, then you have to write I0 cos phi also. Next, in second one, it is given to find the iron losses, Pi. Pi formula is V1 I0 cos phi. It is a fixed value. And we substitute all the known values, 400, 10 and 0.25. Then you will get 1000 watts. This is iron losses, which is of a fixed value. And in the third one, it is asked to calculate the maximum value of the flux in the core. So maximum value of the flux in the core means phi m. So let us derive this one from the EMF equation of transformer, that is E1, which is also nothing but V1. In this case, both will be equal, 400 volts. So E1 known formula is 4.44 phi m Fn1, where phi m is the maximum flux, F is the frequency, and N1 is the number of turns. Actually, number of turns it should be given in the question. So E1 value 400 is given, but N1 value it is given in a assumption, assume. So you already mentioned in the question, I forgot to write, assume N1 is 500. Now substitute these values in the equation. E1 is 400, 4.44, 5m, F is 50, N1 is 500. And if you substitute and find, 5m value will be equal to 3.6036 milliwebers. So in this way you have to do all the transformer related problems. Next topic, auto transformer. So auto transformer is a transformer which is having single winding. That winding is served as both primary winding as well as secondary winding. So the basic difference between auto transformer and two winding transformer is it is having only single winding, whereas alternating transformer will be having two windings, that is primary and secondary. And similarly, auto transformer is also two types, step down auto transformer and step up auto transformer. First, let us consider the step down transformer. In step down transformer, the primary side winding will be having so many turns compared to the secondary windings. So compared to secondary side winding. So for that, let us consider this diagram in which the total winding is divided into two parts. So where primary supply is connected to the primary side, and this is sliding contact. When we vary the sliding contact, the secondary side, that is load side, will be winding will be varied. So supply side voltage will be V1 and supply side windings is N1, which is greater number of turns, and secondary is, that is from sliding contact, secondary winding, which is N2 value is very low compared to the N1 value. So it is step down transformer. The current flowing in primary winding is I1 and current flowing in secondary winding is I2, and voltage across the secondary, that is load, is V2. So first let us divide this winding into parts, that is A, B and C. A will be common for both primary winding and secondary winding, and if AC is considered, it is the primary winding, that is N1, and if AB is considered, it is secondary winding, that is N2 number of turns. The current flowing in AB will be equal to I2 minus I1, because in step down transformer V2 value will be lower but I2 value will be higher. So I2 minus I1 is the current flowing in AB. So A will be common for both primary and secondary winding. Okay. Here the number of turns N1 is greater than N2 as it is step down transformer, and if ideal condition is assumed, that is V1 by V2 will be equal to I2 by I1, which is equal to N1 by N2, which is nothing but turns ratio. Let us consider the second type of auto transformer, that is step up auto transformer, in which compared to the primary side windings, secondary windings will be higher, that is load side winding will be larger compared to the supply side winding. So let us consider this diagram in which primary side voltage is V1 and current flowing through primary winding is I1. Number of turns in primary side is N1 and number of turns in secondary side will be as N2. So here N2 is greater than N1 and current flowing in secondary is I2 and voltage across load is V2 and voltage across this supply side is V1. Now if we divide the primary winding A, B, C, so primary winding is AB and secondary side winding is AC. So AC is having so many number of turns compared to the AB. And current flowing through winding BC is I1 minus I2 because here I1 value greater than I2. Now AC section will be having more number of turns than AB. So it is a step up auto transformer. So I1 will also be greater than I2 because V2 is greater than I1. So overall power will be remains constant. And coming to the advantages of this auto transformer, it uses less copper for winding as it consists of only one winding. So obviously compared to the two winding transformer, it will be using less number of copper. So overall cost will be also less compared to the two winding. And second one is its efficiency is greater than two winding transformer. Efficiency is higher than two winding transformer. And third advantage is it is having better voltage regulation. So all these three are the advantages of auto transformer compared to the two winding auto transformer. And coming to the disadvantage, the main disadvantage is direct connection between primary that is high voltage side and low voltage side. So there may chance of short circuit. So because primary and secondary both are connected to the same winding, so there is a direct contact. That is the main disadvantage for the auto transformer. Coming to the saving of copper in auto transformer, let us derive the derivation how much of copper is saved. For this, let us consider a step down auto transformer in which N1 turns will be higher compared to the N2 turns. So that is supply side windings will become higher compared to the load side number of turns, where V1 is the voltage across the supply side, that is primary supply side, and V2 is the voltage across the load side. Current flowing in primary is I1, and N1 is the number of turns in primary. I2 is the current flowing in secondary, N2 is the number of turns in secondary, and V2 is the voltage across the load. And current flowing in section AC is, number of windings across the AC is N1 minus N2. That is the number of turns in section AC winding. Let B is the common for both primary and secondary. AC is the BC is the turns in secondary winding, and AB is the number of turns in primary winding. Now weight of the conductor will be directly proportional to length and area of cross section. And out of this, the length of conductor directly proportional to number of turns, that is N value. The length is directly proportional to number of turns, and the area of cross section of a conductor is directly proportional to the current flowing through it. So weight is directly proportional to length and area of cross section. Length is directly proportional to number of turns. Area of cross section directly proportional to current. So finally, weight of conductor directly proportional to number of windings in conductor and current flowing through the conductor. So from this we can derive the weight that is saved in auto transformer. So for this, let us consider weight of an auto transformer, that is WA. W is the weight and suffix A means auto transformer. So weight of auto transformer will be equal to weight of copper in section AC plus weight of copper in section BC. So total will be AB cross section, and it will be divided as AC plus BC. Now weight of auto transformer, weight of conductor in auto transformer will be directly proportional to number of current flowing in winding AC is I1, and the number of windings in AC section is N1 minus N2, plus current flowing in section BC is I2 minus I1, because here I2 value is greater, and number of turns in secondary is N2. So this is the value of the weight that is consumed for auto transformer. And if we rewrite this equation, I1 N1 minus I1 N2 plus I2 N2 minus I1 N2. And finally, weight of auto transformer will be directly proportional to I1 N1 plus I2 N2 minus I1 N2. Consider the number of windings for the ordinary transformer. So ordinary transformer weight means W suffix O. So WO represents the weight of an ordinary transformer. So for ordinary transformer, the total weight will be weight in primary winding plus weight in secondary winding. So here the ordinary transformer weight will be directly proportional to the current in the primary winding plus number of turns in primary winding, current in primary winding into number of windings in primary winding plus current in secondary winding and number of turns in secondary winding. So I proportional W naught proportional to I1 N1 plus I2 N2. So this is the second equation. Now let us divide equation 1 divided by equation 2. Equation 1 divided by equation 2, that is WA by WO. So that is I1 N1 plus I2 N2 minus I1 N2 divided by I1 N1 plus I2 N2. And if we rewrite this equation, we will get I1 N1 plus I2 N2 divided by I1 N1 plus I2 N2 minus I1 N2 divided by I1 N1 plus I2 N2. And first term is nothing but 1, numerator and denominator get cancelled. Now we can rewrite this second term, that is negative term. So we can write in another page, like WA by WO is nothing but 1 minus I1 N2 divided by I1 N1 plus I2 N2. Now we can rewrite this equation by in the second term divide each term by I1 N1. So that is I1 N2 divided by I1 N1 by, so divide each term with I1 N1 term. So to get in terms of k terms. So if we divide each term divided by I1 N1, then we can easily get, so yeah, for in this one it is cancelled, and in this one the k will be appeared. I2 by I1 is nothing but k, sorry, N2 by N1 is nothing but k, I2 by I1 is nothing but 1 by k. So okay, we know k is N2 by N1 or else I1 by I2. So in denominator the first term is cancelled, and in second term it will be equal to 1. So 1 minus, so sorry, here 2 into, yeah, in first equation I missed the term 2, so it minus 2 I1 and 2. So replace all the numerator terms with 2. So I have missed the term. Actually it is 2 into I1 and 2. So if we write that one, then we will get 2 into N2 by N1 divided by 1. So it is, yeah, 1 minus 2 into I2 by I1 by 1 plus k into 1 by k, that is 1 only. So N2 by N1 is also k. So WA by W naught will be equal to, you will get 1 minus k. That means weight of an auto transformer will be equal to 1 minus k into weight of an ordinary transformer, weight of copper. Yeah, weight means weight of copper, my meaning. So finally saving for the copper for those two windings is, for the two transformers is, ordinary transformer weight copper minus auto transformer copper weight. So WA means 1 minus k into W naught. So W naught minus W naught plus k into W naught. So finally the saving of copper will be equal to k into W naught. That means if we use an auto transformer, the saving of copper will be equal to k into weight of copper for two winding transformer. So its weight is reduced by k times, where k is turns ratio. So if ratio is very high, the saving also will be very high. Okay, so this is, if we use an auto transformer, the total copper saving derivation. Okay, coming to the difference between ordinary and auto winding transformer, from construction point of view, if supply consists of 3 phase, then general transformer consists of 3 windings, whereas an auto transformer only one electrical winding is sufficient. And from insulation point of view, primary and secondary windings are insulated for a two winding transformer, whereas in the auto transformer both are not insulated. And representation you will also know. Primary winding and secondary winding is represented with a winding and isolated core, whereas in auto transformer there is only one winding. And induction principle point of view, for two winding it is mutual induction principle, whereas in auto transformer it is self-induced, because only winding means it is self-induced. And windings, and for two windings it can be multiple winding like primary and secondary, whereas in auto transformer only single winding. Two winding transformer will be very large in size, whereas auto transformer will be occupies very small area. And coming to the material of the winding, two winding transformer uses more material, whereas auto transformer uses less material. From economical point of view, two winding transformer is less economical as it is bigger in size and very costlier, whereas auto transformer it is more economical because it is cheaper and occupies less space. And cost of same VA rating, two winding is more costlier than the auto transformer. And coming to the power transfer, two winding transfer only induction only through induction principle only, whereas in auto transformer through induction as well as direct electrical connection. Next, coming to the circuit connection, in two winding it is primary and secondary magnetically connected, whereas in auto transformer they are connected magnetically as well as electrically. Compared to the impedance, in two winding impedance is very high, whereas in auto transformer the impedance is very low compared to the conventional transformer. And coming to the efficiency, two winding transformer is less efficiency in terms of operation, whereas auto transformer is much more efficiency than the two winding transformer. Next, coming to the losses, two winding transformer have more losses, whereas auto transformer have less losses. Output voltage is constant in two winding transformer, whereas in auto transformer it is variable. Compared to the exciting current, large current is needed in two winding, whereas small current is sufficient for the auto transformer. Coming to the applications, two winding transformers generally used for step up and step down applications in transmission distribution, whereas auto transformer is generally used as a voltage regulator, starter and induction machine, boosters in AC feeders to increase the voltage levels. So these are the basic difference between two winding and auto transformers.